I'm going to see if I can have a little controversy today. Great question. Can money equal happiness? Hey, how are you? Justin Brennan here with the Brennan Real Estate Group. So, can money buy happiness, right? Most people immediately would say, no, it can't. It's materialistic, blah, 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 blah. Hey, totally fine. I'm going to challenge you. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. But depends on a couple things. Depends on which money quadrant you're in, right? And I'm going to show you that in a second. And then more importantly, choices. Guys, choices. And I learned this, and they need to teach this. They need to teach this in our schools to our kids at a certain age. I don't know if that's high school, middle school, college. At some point, kids need to understand this, because I learned this a couple years ago. I wish I would have learned it years ago. It would have helped me a lot to understand the cash flow and the income sectors, in our world, and how they all work, and how best to position yourself, because everybody's trying, successfully to get to the point to where you have to understand all money is in this world. If you really think about it, money is choices. It's choices. What do you do when you have a lot of money? If I got $1 million, what do I do? Right? What do I do? I have choices, right? Do I buy that? Do I not buy that? Do I spend that time? Do I travel? Do I not travel? Do I spend time with it? What do I do? With lots of money, you have lots of choices. With little money, you have little choices. You have to understand that's all money is. It's choices. It's choices. So, at the end of the day, what we're all searching for is time, right? Time. Because for most of us, time is an asset. As we get older, right, we all know we're losing time. It's a liability, but it's a huge asset to all of us. It's a huge asset, but it's time. And more importantly, free time, right? Free time, right? Out of the grind, out of the hamster wheel, out of the transactions, out of the day-to-day, the 9 to 5, right? Self-employed, whatever it is, the grind, as we like to call it, right? Free time to do what? This, right? This, because at the end of the day, right, we're all looking for experiences, right? We're looking for family, for friends, for travel, for experiences, moments that we can all have in life. And this is what it's all about, right? We all want free time. You have to understand, you're not going to get this earlier in your life. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be, the more money you have, the more choices you have to do this. But it's based on the choices that you make, right? As to, okay, got a lot of money. What do I do today? Right? Do I work and get more money? Do I acquire more things? Do I do this? Right? That's a choice. Or do I, take the money, let's go travel, spend time with family, get experiences, do things with that. Right? Free time, family, friends, all of these things. So, here's the key. This is so critically important. I learned it, only a few years ago. I wish I would have learned it sooner. All the kids need to learn this now. The sooner the better, right? When they can try and understand this. There are 4 quadrants of income. This is Robert Kiyosaki's. This is nothing sexy or new. A lot of people have seen this before, know it, but if you haven't, let me show you what's going on. There are only 4 quadrants, 4 ways to make money in this world. And you need to determine for yourself which one you're in right now, and ultimately, more importantly, where you want to go, right? Where you want to go based on what you want, okay? So, for 95% of the population on this planet Earth, they're sitting over here. You're either an employee in the E quadrant, you got a job, right? You have a job, time equals money, you have 0 leverage, right? You're working now until you're 65 or 70, then you're going to retire, and hopefully you have enough money at that point to do this, right? Hopefully, right? You're an employee, 0 leverage. Conservative, consistent, you get a paycheck, it is what it is. Most people are sitting in that quadrant. The next quadrant down here is the S one, self-employed. That's me as a realtor. That's me as a realtor. That's you as an individual doctor, right? An individual attorney, an individual plumber, an electrician, whatever it is, right? You're self-employed, you own a small business. However, right, you own a job, because time is still money. You still have very little leverage in the system. If you leave your job for a day, a week, a month, a year, are you still making money? Are you making money when you're not working? When you're not at the office? When you're not doing those things that are in your job, are you actually making money? And if the answer to that question is no, you're self-employed. I might call it the hamster wheel effect. You're going to be running that hamster wheel until you're 65 or 70, and you may be worse off than the employee, because the employee is getting consistency of income. Here in the self-employed world, you're 100% commission, right? If you don't get the next job, if you don't provide the next product or service or whatever it is, right, you go bankrupt. The goal for everybody is to get over here. You want to get into the B or the I quadrants. This is where you get passive income. This is where you can leave your job for a week, right? For a day, for a month, whatever it is, and you're still making the money when you're sleeping. This is essentially, you own a system, right? In the B quadrant, you own a system, people work for you, right? You have leverage. You can do that. You can do that for a month. You can do that for a week. You can do that for as long as you want. The system's working for you, right? Business owner, difference. Last, the I quadrant, investor. I give you $100, you give me a return on that money. The money's working for you, right? You get enough of that going, you go travel and do whatever you want, right? And you just watch your bank account do its deal. That's, I mean, my goodness. So these are the quadrants you need to be in, but we all get stuck. We get stuck sitting over here, and we don't know how to get here. The biggest challenge for most people is they don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. They want to talk about it. They want to dream about it. They want to up all day long, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want to grind. They don't want to make it happen to get into one of these two quadrants. They want to keep sitting over here because it's comfortable, right? And they don't know how to make that jump, how that leap. You got to start now, man. So I'm sitting here in the S quadrant, down over here, right? But we're investing. We're buying apartments. We're doing things. We're putting money out into the marketplace. So at some point here in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm sitting here in the B, I'm sitting here in the I, and I'm doing that. It's coming, it's on its way. But if I'm going to sit here and be a realtor for the rest of my life, and that's all I'm doing in a hamster wheel, the next transaction, or if I'm an attorney and all I'm doing is the next deal or the next client, but I'm not putting it away into one of these two quadrants, if I'm not building a system in a business that I can leave and it makes money, or if I'm not putting it into investments that are generating passive income, I'm going to sit here till I'm dead. I will sit here till I'm dead, and I will sit here till I'm dead. I will never get that. I will never have that. Ideally, you won't have that. On and on and on, right? You're not going to have the choices. So I hope that helps and makes a big difference for people, hopefully. Any questions, shoot us an email, text, go to our website. Obviously, I'm in real estate, but on a bigger scale of things, this is, I think, is most important with all this red marketing everywhere. So until next time, of course, have a great day.